students, welcome to Science Innovators. Yes, are you ready children? Yes. See the activity over here. What am I doing? See, here is a book on the table. I am moving it. See, it has moved some distance and it has stopped. Why it has stopped? Why it has not moved some more distance? See, it is stopping as it is. Why? Because there is a force. I am applying a force on the book, but there is a certain force which is making it to stop. What is that force which is stopping the book to move more distance? That is nothing but the frictional force. Already we have studied about different forces in our last class, force. Now today we are going to learn exclusively about the frictional force. What is friction? Here, friction is a force where it is stopping the motion of any object or any body. Right, children? So, friction is the resistance which is stopping the movement of the bodies or objects. So, here we see some examples. I am applying the force on a book. Always the normal force acts in the upward direction and the gravitational force in the downward direction. Here is a book which is kept on the table, where the book is on the table by the normal force, but the book is pulled towards the gravitational pull. It is pulled towards the gravity, that is towards the ground, but it is not falling down because the normal force which is applied towards the upward side, which is making the book to stay on the table. Right, children? Next, we move on to different types of frictions. What are the different types of frictions? We'll see. So here, I am moving the book for some distance. I am applying the force. When it is started moving, first earlier it was at rest without moving. It is at rest. When I have started moving, I am applying the force. It is moving, and after moving for some distance, it started moving freely. Yes, right, children? In the same manner, if we are taking an example for a heavy box, here for example, a heavy box is there. It is at rest. I am applying some force. It is not moving because it is at rest. When I am applying more force to move it, it is started moving. Yes, right, children? It is started moving. So, now we will see what are the different types of frictions. The first one is static friction. What is static friction? Here, as I said just now, when any object which is at rest, then the frictional force is acting on it to take the movement. It is nothing but the static friction. The second friction is the sliding friction. Sliding friction is when already it is started movement. The body has started its motion. So when I am applying more force, it is moving easily. Earlier when it was at rest, it has taken more force to move. But when it is in motion, when I am applying a little amount of force, it is started moving easily. So that is sliding friction. Earlier when it was at rest, it is static friction. When it started moving, it is sliding friction. Next, third one is rolling friction, where we can see the rolling friction. See, there are so many activities we perform in our daily life. Rolling. When a heavy body we want to move from one place to another place, there are certain wheels to the movement. See, for example, ball bearings. I'll show you an example. Here, you can see the different objects where first thing, there are two lids I have taken. I want to move them one above the another, but it is stopping the motion of the two lids one on the another. But when I am putting a small marble stones on them, these marble stones which are round in shape, they are supporting the lid for the movement of the two lids one on the another. They are easily moving. Why? Because they are acting as the ball bearings, where they will be moving one on the another easily. So this is the rolling. With the movement rolling of the, there will be friction will be decreased. So in this manner you can see the rolling friction. The fourth friction is fluid friction. This is observed in the liquids and gases. This fluid friction can also be called as drag. So in the liquids and gases you can observe, you take a liquid, when I am moving or the liquid, I am moving it with a spoon, then when I am putting it at rest, automatically it stops on its own. Who is stopping this glass of water? Over here nobody is stopping, only the walls of the glass are making it to stop on its own. This is nothing but the fluid friction. Next one, these are the different types of frictions which we come across in our daily life. Next we'll see how this friction is present, where it is present, where it is not present, we'll see with an example. See, the friction, I'll show you one example here. This is a spring balance which you are seeing here. I want to move a heavy body or box which is kept in the horizontal direction like this. I am applying certain force and wanted to move the box. So how much amount of the force I am applying is 0.2 newtons. See, when I am moving it in the horizontal direction, 0.2 it is newtons which is applied. Next, when I want to move the box, when it is kept in the vertical direction, the same amount of friction, the same amount of the force is applied, whether it is in the horizontal direction or whether it is in the vertical direction. Hence, we can confirm, we can prove that the friction is independent of area of contact. Earlier, when we have studied in force lesson, the force is indirectly proportional to area of contact. When the area is less, the force will be more, or when the area is more, the force will be less. But here, in case of friction, it is not independent of area of contact, whether it may be in the horizontal direction, area is more, or when the area is less, the friction is same as it is. Right, children? So this is friction is independent of area of contact. And one more thing I will show how the friction is affected. See, a rough surface. Is friction necessary in our daily life? See, you can see a rough surface over here, and here I will show a smooth surface. Yes, right, children? So what am I doing over here? Why I am showing a rough surface? Because see, when we want to move a ball on a rough surface, it is moving for a certain distance and it is stopping. It is not moving more distance. But when we are taking a smooth surface, automatically without applying any force, it is started moving a longer distance comparatively to the rough surface. So what we can say here is the friction is depending upon the surface, whether it is smooth or rough. On the rough surface, the friction will be more. The friction is more on the rough surfaces. Is more on the rough surface. But friction is less on smooth surface. So here what I want to tell you is friction necessary in our daily life activities? Without friction we cannot do any work. Why? Because without friction we will easily slip over the surface and slip down. We cannot do any sort of work. Hence friction is very, very important. I will show you more examples. You can see a shoe where there are spikes on the shoes. Why there are spikes on the shoes? If at all it is smooth, without these spikes on the shoes, we will easily slip down and fall over the ground, fall on the ground. And also to the vehicles, how the wheels are made up of to move on the ground. You can see the tire where there are grooves on the tire like these spikes which I have shown just now on the shoe. In the same manner, the tire is also, there are certain grooves over here. They are not smooth. When these grooves has been smoothened, then automatically the bikes or the cars may skid over the ground and fall down and accidents may occur. Hence, there should be certain grooves for the tires. And in the machines which we are using, so many different types of machines in the companies or factories where lot of work will be going on, automatically what will happen after the usage, there will be rusting and there will be more amount of energy will be consumed. Why? Because due to more usage of the machines, they will become, for example, I'll tell you, you use bicycles riding on the road. After the usage for some days, they will take more energy to move like this. The pedaling of the wheels, when you pedal over them, they will be very hard to move. Why? Because there will be more amount of friction. Then what you are going to do? Then you are going to apply oil or grease. So why we are applying oil or grease means those are nothing but the lubricants. What are lubricants over here? So we'll discuss what are lubricants. Lubricants are the substances which will decrease the friction. So which will decrease. These are the substances. Lubricants are the substances which are going to decreases the friction, like oil, grease. We are going to apply to the spare parts of the vehicles or the machines. When we are applying these lubricants, it decreases the friction and the machine will be moving smoothly. So now we can say that friction is very, very important in our day-to-day life activities. Yes, right children? I hope you all understand about friction and the importance of the friction. So, okay children, thank you.